Hi, this is Omar at Top 5 E-Bikes, and this is a full review of another fat tire e-bike, the Mokwheel Basalt ST. If you haven't subscribed to Top 5 E-Bikes, please do so right now. Also check out our website, top5ebikes.com. And then finally, if you like this bike and we convince you or help convince you that you should buy the Mokwheel Basalt ST, please use our affiliate link that will help us continue making videos like this one. So in this review, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over most of the specs of this bike, and then I'm gonna talk about what I liked and I didn't like after riding the Basalt. All right, let's talk about the specs of the Mokwheel Basalt ST. So right now the price of the Basalt is $16.99, and it does come with a free rear rack, which you see here, and then it also comes with the front and the back fenders. So that comes with it for $16.99. It comes in 4 different colors. So it comes in this orange, it has like a military green, a pink, kind of like a bright pink, and white. And there are 2 sizes, which are normal and large. And in addition to this step through, there is a step over frame option. It comes as a class 2 or 3, or at least that's what the specs say. So what that means is, for those of you that don't know, is that throttle only, it gets up to 20 miles per hour, and with pedal assist levels you can get up to 28 miles per hour. So that's the top speed that the manufacturer says. When I was riding over here, I actually got it up to around 30 miles per hour on pedal assist. So let's go over some of the other main specs. So the battery, which you don't see here, so you can drop it, it comes from the bottom of the frame. It comes out from the bottom of the frame. But that's a 48 volt, 19.6 amp hour battery. So it's almost 1,000 watt hours, a little bit under 1,000. It has Samsung cells, and then it's UL certified. So that's a pretty big deal that it's UL certified. The battery range that they say is around 50 to 80 miles. We haven't done a range test, so I'm not sure, but just based on the 1,000 watt hours, my guess that it's probably 40 to 50 the way that I usually ride a bike. The motor is a 750 watt motor. So it's a 48 volt, 750 watt. Like I said, the top speed for me has been around 30 miles per hour, at least top speed. To me, one of the main differentiators about this bike, aside from the fact that it's made by Mokwheel, is that it has a torque sensor. So you can't really see it, but it does have a pretty nice torque sensor. I didn't feel any jerkiness, or I haven't found any jerkiness when riding this bike. And let's go over some of these other cool features that it has. So it does come with the front suspension, so that seems to be pretty standard in this category bike, this fat tire e-bike. So you have a front suspension. You see that it has a cool front light. I haven't tested it yet because I haven't been riding it at night. It does come with Tektro hydraulic brakes, so that's kind of a nice feature. Most of the e-bikes in this category now come with hydraulic brakes, but they might not be Tektro. You have a Shimano trigger shifter system, which I think is nice. It's better than those gray thumb shifters that you see on almost every single e-bike. You have a left throttle, which I love the left throttle. You have these really comfortable grips, so I kind of like these. These have been comfortable to ride, and it's kind of nice because you can pop these off and put it in a mirror pretty easily. Also, the screen it has a very simple screen. One of the things I don't like about this bike is that it's not really clear. It takes you a little bit to compute how much battery is left. So I think with other bikes, it's a lot clearer how much battery you have left, either a percentage, or you might have miles, or it's very clearly stated. Here it's kind of integrated with the speedometer. But nonetheless, pretty simple. It's got bright colors, which is kind of nice. You also have an adjustable stem, which is nice to then be able to customize this bike. So those are the main features in my mind. There are a couple other really cool things about this bike. Unfortunately, I don't have the inverter. I thought I was going to get the inverter and the solar panels, but this bike is integrated for that. So you could easily just plug in an inverter, solar panels. I would love to test that out to see how well the solar panels will charge with this bike. The other thing to note about this bike is that if you buy it right now, there's a couple packages that you can get for accessories. So there's one that's $99, and the $99 one has 5 different accessories. So it comes with a trunk bag, padded seat, suspension posts, mirrors, and a water bottle holder. So if you're looking for a suspension seat post, and you might want to get that one that's 99 bucks, but I think for an extra $50, so for $149, you get 10 different accessories. And I think the cool thing about that one is that it comes with a front basket. So you would get a basket, the suspension post. So you get everything that's in the $99 accessory pack. But in addition to that, you get another 5 different accessories, including the front basket. So these are the main specs of this bike. This is a pretty loaded category of these 4-inch fat tire e-bikes that have a 750 watt motor. I think what really makes this one different is just the quality of the build, and you can see this. I mean, it's such a cool looking bike. They do such a good job with the branding, with the weld jobs. You can buy this bike at a shop too, which is kind of cool. So it's much like Aventon. So they have dealers all around the US where you can get this bike from. You can buy it online from them direct, or you can go to a shop, test it out. I see a lot of these Mokwheel bikes actually around Santa Barbara, because one of our favorite e-bike shops in town, eBikery, they sell Mokwheel bikes. So just really good build quality, good components, a good look. And these are the specs of the Mokwheel Basalt. All right, now that we talked about the specs of this bike, let me tell you about the things that I liked about the Basalt ST. So the first thing that I really liked about this bike, and I noticed this as soon as I unboxed it and I put it together, and then as I've been riding around, and that's the quality of the build. So not only does it look good, I mean, they did a really good job in just the weld jobs, the colors, the branding as well. So you kind of see it, it's all really clean and sleek. It also comes with quality components. There's not a lot of bikes these days that come with Tektro hydraulic brakes, for example, or you have some other name brand components kind of throughout the bike. So not only do you get a good looking bike, it also comes with good components. So that's probably the first thing that stood out. And the one thing, as I've been riding it, I can say that it's good quality components on the Basalt. Other thing I really liked was that it's a 750 watt motor, 90 newton meters of torque. You do get a top speed of around 29, 30 miles per hour in pedal assist, and the throttle is 20 miles per hour max. According to Mokwheel, it's 90 newton meters of torque. We didn't do a torque test, so it's not like I compared it to other bikes. It's not the strongest bike going uphill, but I can say that it's really smooth to get to the top speed. So it's not like you have to be sprinting to get to 29, 30 miles per hour. So again, the motor, the torque, this was another thing that I really liked. Third thing I really liked, and full disclosure, I haven't tried this, but it has an auxiliary port, and Mokwheel sells solar panels and an inverter, so you could theoretically hook up solar panels to charge this. Now, again, I haven't tried it. It would have been perfect to have this bike a few months ago when Damien and I went on a camping trip with e-bikes, because one of the issues we had at the campsite was that there was nowhere to charge our bikes. So something like solar panels, even if it takes 2-3 days to fully charge a bike, that would have been really helpful for us. So that's one of the things that I knew about this bike as soon as we got it. Unfortunately, Mokwheel didn't send us the solar panels or the inverter. So if they ever do, we'll try it out and we'll tell you about it. But that's something that's kind of cool about this bike. And again, full disclosure, we haven't tried it out. So this is not a review to say that that it works as expected or whatnot. But I still think it's cool, because there's not a lot of e-bikes out there e-bike companies that will sell you that. Another thing I really liked were all the extras that Mokwheel's throwing in right now. So if you buy the bike right now, you get the rear rack, which is really nice rear rack. You get the fenders, which a lot of e-bike companies will include the fenders anyways. And then you even have an adjustable stem that comes stock with the bike. So a few extras. I also did mention when I was going over the specs, there's 2 different packages that you can get for accessories. You should check that out. It's a lot of accessories, because I think one of them is about $200 and you get 10 different accessories, including the front rack, which is I think the one that most people would want, and a bunch of other stuff like mirrors and stem riser and some other accessories. But nonetheless, for about $200 you can get 10 accessories, which would normally cost you a lot more than that. And then the last thing I really liked about the Mokwheel bike is that you can buy it at a dealer. So You can go to a lot of dealers in the US and they sell this bike. Actually, one of our local dealers, one of the dealers that we go to, and sometimes we take our bikes to get serviced, they sell Aventon bikes and they also sell Mokwheel bikes. So we see a lot of these Mokwheel bikes around Santa Barbara and the Santa Barbara area. So again, if you don't feel comfortable buying online, then you could always go into a shop, ride it, figure out what sizing works for you, which model works for you, and then if you want to, you can either buy it from a shop if you want to support a local shop, or you can buy it online directly from Mokwheel. All right, couple things I didn't really like about this bike, and there's not too much I didn't like about it, but I would say one of the main things is the screen on it, on this bike, is super simple, and actually it's not really clear like how much battery you have left as you're riding, so it takes a little bit to get used to. I mean, it's not a big deal, but you know, for the price you would expect a much nicer screen. Bikes these days, especially the competitors, when it comes to 4-inch fat tires, a lot of them have really nice screens, like for example the Aventon Adventure Point 2, the Rad Power Bikes Rover. So a lot of these e-bike companies now have really nice screens. This one doesn't. It's fairly simple. Not a big deal, but it's just something that I noticed. The other thing I really didn't like about this bike, and this is probably something that you could easily change if you upgrade the bike, and that is that I started ghost pedaling around 28, 29 miles per hour. My guess is that if you make some updates to this bike, you could probably get over 30 miles per hour, but you know, it can be annoying when you start ghost pedaling. So like I said, there's not many things I didn't like about this bike. For the most part, it's been really enjoyable and a really nice bike to ride, and very approachable for a fat tire e-bike, and one that's ready out of the box for you to use either on trails or within the city or wherever you want to ride it. So again, thank you Mokwheel for sending this bike. So thanks for watching. Let us know if you have any questions or comments about the Mokwheel Basalt ST or any other e-bike